Okay, good evening. It's 6:45 UK time, while here at only 1:45 here. So I'm gonna have to talk about that one. Why? I had a friend of mine over in the UK on a conference with the BIC. Well, I hope you over there listening, and if you can hear my live chat, you can probably get it on through a Wi-Fi there. I should be able to because Britain is not on the restricted list of my YouTube destination. There are two countries that are on my restricted list where you won't be able to watch it. Number one is in Russia, restricted. China, restricted. Yep, and I just added the restricted list on the YouTube video now. Is in the Gaza in the Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf area of war restricted. I will not be able to get my YouTube channel there. I will say not available in the country at this present time because I just posted that in there because I do not, yeah, they don't want to blow each other up by bombs and tanks. Well, they get a restriction. Anyways, well, I hope my Dr. my Scott and the young ones are having a great time in the UK. But before I go any further, I have to restrict some music here. Just a second there. Okay, music been restricted. Well, okay, the music I just restricted the music here. Got that copyright though. I don't get a copyright for that. Anyways, I'm lying back, relaxing here in the Sunday afternoon here in Hamilton. It is, I think it should be Monday in UK by now. Well, I hope you have a great time there. I hope you do. Make sure to visit, Westminster Abbey. Great idea. If you're with with your daughter, I think Caitlin and the other guy, Caitlin, the son is with you. You know what? That'd be a very good experience. They didn't learn a lot in the UK. Maybe want to visit if you have time in this trip. We want to go to Birmingham, England. There's a very famous bridge in Birmingham called the Black Sabbath Bridge. It's named after the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Very famous one in Birmingham. It's very interesting to sit there and see that bridge. Just walk across it or drive across, one or the other. But it is a good bridge. I would say it is a bridge that it's something worth seeing. I commit to that. In London, England, I have a lot of interesting places you can visit and tours. Like you may want to, you can get public tours of Buckingham Palace at certain times. Well, yeah, I can tell you other things I'm knowing. Do you know? I'll tell you something you don't know, but if you got in, if King Saul having a garden party at the palace, being a Canadian citizen, you can go and you can actually attend the garden party. It's a secret, one of the untold secret of Buckingham Palace. Not cool Canadians know about it. When you do attend, if you do that, you have to go to British High Commissioner's office, and then you tell them that identify yourself being Canadian citizen with the High Commission in Britain, and that means that's on 10 Downing Street in London there. Well, go there and identify yourself first. Once after you identify yourself, of showing the other faster, boom, 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 you're running it PC8 now, boom. Once you identify yourself, then they will send that information over to, they will go to Scotland Yard and they send it MI5. MI5 will verify it. The spy in England will verify the information, get back to them in no time flat. And from there, you get also Scotland Yard will verify it. So once all three parties, and then from there, they'll hand you a special guest pass to the palace. At that point, they hand you guest pass to Buckingham Palace. with some instruction code. Like you have to show that to the knight at the front gate of the palace before entry. Then we get that the palace guard that whether on duty there, that could be Canadian or it could be a Canadian or British soldier, could be any guard at that time. Once you do that, you have to get to when you get to the front doors. You have to ring a door. Let then the knight will look at this again, verify you. After that, after the knight of the palace verifies you, then the butler comes. He will butler pick the invitation up and takes you through the palace to where the garden party is being hosted in the backyard of the palace. Through out backyard, you sit down, but you have a very delicious meal and all that on behalf of the King of England at the time, King Charles over third. All right, you be there and big compliment him and nice meal. And if the king asks you to get up and speak at the garden party, about God or about religion, get up and you do a sermon if you're called upon. But otherwise, enjoy the garden party. It's what you get. The Canadians enjoy when in Buckingham Palace. After you're done, you can do what you want to do. I say Westminster Abbey has a whole lot of history behind it. Big, big, big. History galore. And where Queen Elizabeth got coronated queen, where King Charles was coronated king. Well, this is where things that happen there affect society today. It's so, and that real true power of God right there, believe it or not. When you go there, you talk to other reverends, pastors, and a couple reverends there, and see and they might even take you on a tour. They have nuns in that church. They might take you on a tour of the nuns, where the might take you on a tour of the convent they have in there as well, Anglican convent where they have not with Anglican church, but it is they do have what it called a monastery convent too. Maybe on tour of that too idea. That's another great idea you can do too. By the time you finish touring all that, you will be in from there. It will be okay for you to do so. And from that, there's another great museum in London. I recommend you should visit it when you hit with Ireland in England. Londonian, recommend you should visit that one. It's called the London Underground Transport Museum. In that museum, are all the old stuff from subway cars they own. They have few in the museum that you can see for the first time, and you might just run into a hidden hangout gang there too. And you can ask the hidden hangout gang. They can if you're willing to take you on a tour of one of the abandoned subway stations in London. But you want to see abandoned one in London when you're there, make arrangement to visit the one. There's one there called I think a Hyde Park, something like that. It's the one that is abandoned now and no longer in use. But you could tour that one with representative from the London Underground Museum. Yep. Or you can visit Hangout Gang. It may take you on a tour of one of the subways that's safe for you to tour. And if you do that, you gotta make sure to wear some pretty clean, dirty stuff and all that. Plus, remember that some areas you might see abandoned lift shaft in the station, or or to take the underground someplace. Oh, yeah, as you take an underground, make sure to have a valid ticket. If you're in England, make sure a valid underground pass or a visitor pass. If you don't, and you are on the underground not realizing this and get off on it, they may end up pulling you aside, the transit police. And it could be a very nasty surprise for visitors. Another thing, don't get scammed in England. There are people out there that will say this. You can buy a ticket of me for 25 cents, while it's going to cost $50 in the London Underground to buy, something like that. Don't fall for that scam. It's a counterfeit ticket. There's another one too. When you go to the Underground, go to the ticket office and get your fare at the ticket office. Or you see an automated fare machine there, you go and use automated fare to pay the fare with. And get a receipt. And if the transit cop asks you that, you show them the receipt that you paid for your fare. And don't get that. Don't be and that being cautious. But when that same reason scammers like that, you might be sitting at a might be sitting there nearby at some place, and he's having a nice cup of tea. Scammer comes up to you and says to you, "Hey, you know what? I got ticket to the Opera Theatre out in this location in Sunnybrook, England, at Sunnybrook Lane, at this opera house. Do you want to go and look at and Then you look at the person. Nope, I'm not interested. Let him go on his way. There you go. Just avoided a scam. And then if you do decide to go to an opera house, buy the tickets at the booth. Don't buy a ticket from scalpers, because our scalpers there. Oh yes. Also, London, the police in London, England, in England, do not carry guns. They carry balaclavas, batons. Yeah, they do. That's something called bobbies. Yeah. So, I misremember, crime don't take holiday, or crime don't take holiday when overseas. Crime can be deadly, too. Be aware of fake counterfeit goods too. They are fake ones in England. And if you come into Canada and they find this counterfeit good is fake, you can be confiscated on you too at the Canadian border when you enter. But I will give you an idea, but I don't want to speak of this off the straight. But begin with, when you go to England, I want you to be happy. Want you to be happy there. Have a good time, Mike Scott. I'm not thinking more about you right now. I hope you stay right now. It's only 9 p.m. And stay away from potential scammers. They will get you. And the safest one, if you see a scam or heard of a scam or somebody tried to scam you, get up, report it to the nearest law enforcement agency, like a British police in London. England, report it to London, England Police Department. Or report it to Scotland Yard or MI5. They're more than glad to put that out of business. Another thing too, be aware of counterfeit objects there, because I don't want you to be aware of it. You will have it. You have a counterfeit going. Counterfeit is not good. And I don't like to see people get cheated for money there either. And that's another big thing. But unfortunately, I'm going to say, enjoy your vacation. Avoid those awful scammers who like to take your money and give you nothing in return. Anyway, log over.